to make it. Whereas JDG may get that opportunity. Hoping actually I've got the points off actually significantly dangerous. Actually, I want to say it was BLG who did it, as Zhuo just gone on in. Ends up across the Valkyrie though, which was a bit scary. Turning around now as FaZe has managed to increase his cultivation level enough to allow for a flash forward from Shun. But this, it's a big tool to use to only vaguely chunk out Jaw. Turn around with the Solar Flare, flag and drag. Jaw is the front liner for now. Will likely go down, but goes in with the Zenith Blade. In comes the Scion, forcing the flash out of Palkia. Flash over for the Roar of the Slayer to the Decimating Smash. Won't get the knocker. Good damage back with the Comet Spear. Kill on the Jaw. The health bar's not particularly healthy for EDG. Ill bars. Public execution, that's onto Scion. In comes the hook after. Good turnaround. Xiaoshu now in danger, but Grand Starfall coming back around. ZDC been left out alone, tries to flash away. Draco stepping. Scout with a wonderful bit of execution. Xiao needs to back away. Does go down though to the Comet Spear. A Decimating Smash. And the team fight's all going very wrong for Edward, who are not doing very much gaming right now. Worlds is on the line. JDG right now. After a flying start in game 1. Teleport topside. CDZ probably does need to be a bit careful here. In fact, I don't think he's been very careful at all. Will publicly execute to buy himself some time. But there's an onslaught of... And it's unstoppable enough to make ZDZ stop. In they go. Jumping onto Palkia, who gets mashed. Absolutely tack. For Clockwork Wind-Up. Honestly, with this build, Nash's probably isn't awful, actually. Try and get an engager. Jaw goes on in, force the flash out of Angel. Gets tipped over the shockwave to turn around onto Scout. Try to get the fast R1 into the E flip. Scout goes down with the public execution. EDG playing this one well. Finally tried it back, but of course, Pace is still dashing around. Arc of Ruin comes on down. 2 for 1 in favor of EDG. I thought Scout had gotten that Orianna, but there's the value of the rower. Xiaoshu flashing out. Decimating Smash is threatening. Flashing on forwards with the Valkyrie, with the Ilgo. Pace survives. They can't kill him. They just can't kill him. The Arc of Judgment to give him another assist. Angel survives the onslaught from Scout. Hit with the Shuriken Fit with the perfect execution. But there's still a Grand Starfall and Angel. Oh, he's gonna get ace. No, Comet Spear goes wide. Flash out. Should have to work a little harder for it than I think he was expecting. And ZDZ gets a nice lineup for the public execution to show Akali how the ult should really be named. But it doesn't really lead in the end to the win that EDG needed. We're back to live. Shahal has picked up the Herald. The problem is they're now trapped in their own jungle, and this time there is no kill onto Scout. Pace gets one, Scouts get the other. Herald secured at the cost. Oh, Xiaoshu gonna get jumped on. And the double empowered recalls. We're waiting to see whether they get something down as Angel is also here. Xiaoshu likely dead. He's got a bounty on him. It's donated over to ZDZ. Not bad. He already lost mid lane turret. Pace is running up the river, but Pace is kind of alone here. How did Pace end up there? Just managed to get over the wall with the RE. Transcends himself into untouchable shadow. Could potentially get over the wall here with that. ZDZ now being jumped on by Shun with the shield vault. Trying to dash away with the Dracon steps. Lacerating a little bit to give some more move speed. Flash, shockwave on 3. But again, the damage not that high right now. Herald coming on in. Could battle Herald it. Gonna try and make that one a case. Decides against it. Saw the thought process there. Sped up by the command dissonance, but turret secured. ZDZ survives. And EDG got a little bit on the board. Dest. There was a while where they could come back in. This might be it. Scout not spotted. The far side alteration might just have done it. Unstoppable onslaught to split off Arn, who needs the Valkyrie away. Palkia now in danger. Rooted up, though. Takes quite a lot of damage. Has a lot of his resist shredded by the Atacon. It's down to 2,000 HP. Could end up being a bit of a flip. Solar Flare lands. 3k HP on the Atacon. EDG now in position. We're flipping. Xiaoshu's already down about half his HP. Gets himself a shield with the Roar of the Slayer of the Soul. Furnace taken by Xiaohao. He gets it. The kill after. is coming on forward. JDG have hinted and into card. Pays Arc of Ruin across 4. Can't get more. I can't. That is a lot of experience. It's a lot of AD. Scout's not going to jump onto Arn. Shuriken flip lands, but Xiao Hao was waiting! Oops. They'll pick up a turret, and that will help as well. Now got more turrets than JDG do. I will also note that goal, not including Atakan amping them by about 25%. Harold rightly calls out that JDG's gold lead is entirely on Pays, who's got a mortal shield bow, I think possibly quite wisely at this point. He needs to stay alive. A little lower damage than an Infinity Edge. But it's a Chovy school of thought from ahead, build defensive. Gonna try and get the redemption heal as Pays just about survives. Immortal shield bow value is huge! Ori gets Akali. It's a 2 for 1. Xiaoshu now potentially in danger. Pays healing up off the wave a little. They've still got Arn, still got Palkia, still got Angel to work with. Xiaoshu chunk low. Teleport available back on in. And now EDG are on the wrong side of the rift. Shun can look to go forwards. Oriana threatening with a ball, but no shockwave. So flash on forward from Shun with the Shield of Daybreak. Pays eats an auto. Hayes, a risk, Arc of Judgment, slow! Forced to flash, heal. Grand Starfall, Blast Cone available, but I think it's still going to be a dead Palkia. Gets a shield, but little else. Frost Bomb, Blast Cone over themselves. Now EDG just overstay too long. Can't get out on the Blast Cone. Reset from Shun into Grand Starfall. And they lose an extra few members. In the moment, it looks like EDG might be coming back into it. No, they're not. Back to life we go. Baron's a possibility. Soul point for JDG. Stabilizing after the fumble around Atakan. Still. Solar Flare buffered through well. TP behind. They know it's coming now. Decimating Smash. Public Execution is forcing Scout to flash away from it. Does though. Hook onto Jewel. Tanking it up with the Eclipse, but not for long. Oh my days. EDC beginning to hurt now. He's got a Death Dance himself now. Pays trapped in the pit here. We'll need to... Untargetable Shadow over the wall. Xiaoshu pulled back off the Blast Cone, by the way. So now he's trapped here between every member of EDG. Shuriken flip lands on the Xiao Hao, but it's not going to be taken by Scout. Xiaoshu flashes out to safety, but he's put back again with Palkia's Dredge Line. And they get the kill on the Scion. Pays trying to shove through mid. Needs to be a bit careful here. Got a flash. Probably worth still. Means he won't have that up when Dragon Fight's occurring. Angel just about curls it. Zon uses the Solar Flare. Will need to flash out. Does so. Can potentially threaten with a Shockwave. Cataclysm combo. Paced out to half. Gets himself a barrier and an Immortal Shield Bomb for Public Execution. ZDZ finds Yunara. And the only thing being transcended is EDG's hopes in this game. Oh, it's glorious. They thought they had Angel. And the Cataclysm, the Shockwave alley-oops them all. Pays could do no more to survive there. His first death of the game. And it's going to lead to Baron to EDG, who was maligned as mid-table. That's the ult you're after. Threaten the backline, so Pays got a bit more time to do something. The LPL still do. 4th item Infinity Edge is nasty. The moment she gets something lifestealy, like, Yunara is a hyper carry. She's just a short range one. Mid XP. Yeah, well, that's Roa and 49 petals. 3 level top, 1 in the jungle. That is the power of 49 petals in a Roa. I don't even think Scouts played a particularly poor game. Base now broken. On stepping in. Hook goes wide. JDG. Scout does actually land a really good shuriken flip back away. ZDZ. Low down. We've got the death stand, so some of that HP will keep ticking. Arc of Ruin comes on now. Shockwave on 2. Into Xiaohao. Flash out from Xiaoshu, who will likely burn out. Not quite. Scout's trying in the backline. Arc of Ruin into the shuriken flip. Perfect execution. On traded for Scout. Palkia is dead as well. The minions. EDG can play a slower game. Xiaohao goes flagging and dragging forwards, gets jumped on. Armble Valkyrie in onto Shun, who gets the Aegis Assault down. ZDZ looking to get onto Scout and Xiaoshu. Flash away from Jaw. Palkia with the ghost when he went looking for a dredge line. Flash from Shun, flash from Jaw. To Baron we go. Shun healing. Those camps. Dredge line to Xiaoshu. Jaw stepping on, and he's pretty damn tanky at this point. And again, standoff in the river. Decimating smash goes wide, jumping onto the Scion, who's just not very tanky. To all of the onslaught of damage, Jaw goes down. Redemptions come flying, and they lose to Leona. On! We're Valkyrie to go and join Odin. Lost us out, who picks him up. Perfect execution out. All the while on the other side, GA down. Xiaohao knocked up, flags and drags out, but a good engage from ZDZ. Shockwave on top of him. Helps get another as they bring down Yunara. GA broken. Xiaoshu needs to be able to stand and fight. Will not be able to as Shun also dies. Xiaoshu is the latter part of his name. Footwear and leather. EDG march into the base. It's a scrappy fight. It's a messy one. Arn sells his life for it. But with only Scout remaining and a depth charge to the head, Scout can do nothing truly to hold on to the remaining Nexus turret. A standard of Demacia will plunge through his skull. And EDG mount the comeback to win game 1. Hype is powered rather than Kiana right now, which is very important. How's the meeting, Al? Going well? Just good safety. No, you got triple shadow. No real additional work until Palkia. Flash for the pulverize. Back out from Duo. They do get the kill regardless. So Xiaohao's in the background. Well played, EDG. Take out the armrest. Okay, bit of a look here with the Pathmaker. All out in a 1v2. Not bad from Xiaoshu. Palkia's in danger. Where's the next Q? Flash on forwards. Now Art's in danger as well. Q3 just wide. Overcomes Xiaohao. Looking for some more work. Needs to get a Pathmaker off. Can't quite do it. Kiana's around though. So is Scout. So is Jaw. Weaver's wall coming. Evening things up. Teleports flying from everywhere. Palkia respawns. Stumped from Scout on 2. Oh my days, the collapse from EDG comes from nowhere. EDG hard won draft again. I somewhat disagree because I think Kiana Annie is utterly busted right now as a combo. Though I will note that JDG have failed to execute on it well right now. This, however, is the combo we're talking about. There is no counterplay. Now Palkia, there comes the Grass Blade, courtesy of the Edge of Ixtal. Oncoming, will likely be traded. Scout, gonna go down, gonna get some damage back. The collapse comes on in. On should be able to secure that one, but of course it takes 4 members total because Angel dies as well. So what's it gonna cost elsewhere? 0-5 at LCK, LEC, LCP. Yeah, that's partly because the best Kiana players in the world will come from the LPL. That's why. Void Seeker comes on forwards. Glacial Fissure. Great headbutt. Pulverize. And Pays is dead. It's a kill over to Arn. Xiaoshu needs to flash. And Arn, what an excellent fight from him. Full control on the river means nothing when Palkia finds an exceptional flash pulverize. 40 CS now. Double TP. They're trying to return the favor. No way Kai's going to get to join. There's nothing on the top side of the map to collapse on. Supreme display of talent. Kill for Xiaoshu. Redemption onto Pays keeps him healthy. Palkia's going to keep looking. Culling will clear out the wave and chunk out Arm, but the redemption keeps him back healthy. Probably swapped it for the fights. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Spellbook baits is quite a lot. Heralds. Battle Herald angle. Pays. Gonna get not jumped on. Turret goes down. Jaw left at half. Glacial Fissure comes down to prevent any follow-up on him. Needs to reset and stop. ZDZ getting a chunk on the turret. The wave will crash. Atakan is up. Oh, hang on. Never mind resetting to claim the wave. They want this Atakan. It's being taken really fast. There's no Weaver's Wall or teleport for Angel. They're too slow. EDG were too lackadaisical. TP's now coming, but I think it might be too little too late. Where is Xiaohao? Not here right now. Fight after my get into a supreme display of talent onto his EDZ, the flanker. All the while buying so much time is Xiaoshu. Blown up the Renekton. Welcome to the party, Xiaohao, as he's dragged all out and into the waiting arms of Jingdong Gaming. Oh, that's the ultra wave flash over the wall. Angel with the seismic shot, but they've lost 3 members. JDG, it's the inversion of game 1. Mid-tier 1, Dragon and Atakan. As EDG go... There's that Edge of Night. Dragon started. Void Seeker. It's onto Xiaoshu. TP behind. Weaver's Wall. Xiaoshu going to be left at the front line. Cullen comes on through. Palkia is the one who ends up tanking a lot of it. Down to 2,000 HP. It's won by Xiaohao. Very early smite. Xiaoshu goes all out. Will likely die here. Flashing away. ZD's into the back line. Shun tries to get all out. It's a good supreme display of talent, but dies regardless. ZDZ with a much better flank angle. Unspotted this time. Butts a bit deep from Xiaohao. He goes down. Pays looking to dash forward. He's got license to do some work as EDG are half HP. Lose vision. Control Wall comes down. Flash for the disintegrate. Piercing lights. Vigilance from Pays. A triple kill for the AD carry. Everyone deserves a second. I don't think he's going to get there quite in time, though. I've always said Lucian, not actually that threatening. That's a 4-level advantage. I don't think Palkia wins this. Can't get in range. They're wise to these supports. Spellbook ways. JDG claim the Baron. Official on a flank angle here. Gonna try and threaten Xiaohao. Dragon in 8 seconds. This would be sold for EDG. There's your out. There's your in. Palkia goes in. Doesn't really get as much as open for Shun. Still off vision. Xiaohao still warding him off. Xiaohao's job here is keep them off. Shun with a flash angle. Theoretically, just jump over the wall with supreme display of talent and flash WR. Weaver's Wall. But that's just terrain for Shun if he wants it. They blow up the Talia, who got absolutely eviscerated. Supreme display of talent and to take on the Dragon. Oh no, EDG. Lucian gets 5k down. Nearly 6 in the team fight. Xiaohao needs to run to safety. Lose the Dragon, lose the team fight. And EDG's 1 silver lining quickly tarnishes. To the inhibitor go JDG with multiple members dead. No wave clear here. Gen.G Gaming will be surely cleaning up game number 2 to even out the series. Palkia goes on forwards and Pays just relentless pursuits away before looking for a little bit more. Looking to put another few shots into the head of Xiaohao. Accounts open for Jingdong. The fumbles of game 1 turned around here in game 2. Atakan a difference maker once more. Pays a difference maker. And they bring us to an even state of affairs. These are from Angel here. Actually, wait. I'm doing my spiel and Pays. You do have Talia. You do have... Shun needs to be really careful because that could happen. In comes on with the killer instinct. Half of Shun's HP bar goes down. Now looking forward to the pathmaker with Xiaoshu. Looking for a pullback. Gets exhausted. Weaver's Wall denies too much of an engage. I think with those big ultimates out, whereas JDG holding on to theirs, it'll be Baron for Jingdong. Thought they had their window, but Shun doesn't fall. EDG happy to give it up. It's not Soul. Inhibitor turret under siege. Xiaoshu on the flank, taking the inhibitor in mid lane down again. Cullen comes on down. Just short on hitting Xiaohao for more than 5-10% of his HP. Inhibitor turret mid goes down. Pathmaker gives Xiaoshu that extra bit of tankiness as he backs away from potential danger. Inhibitor turret number 2 falls. Inhibitor after. 30 seconds of Baron. JDG have enough here to make the push happen. EDG must mount the walls as Scout throws in an explosive. He's an Urukai Berserker this time around. They do lose the Annie. The Renekton is traded. Arn trying his best to get some damage down. Just about out of range of being hit with the Brawn passive. Jumped on by Xiaoshu. Misses his Q3. Oh, Xiaoshu, no! Arn survives. Pei's still alive, though. She'll get the door up. In comes the Weaver's Wall. Splits off the Brawn. Can't get on top of him. Has flash. Doesn't get forced to burn it. Stand behind Braum and inhibitors fall. But not Nexus turrets. Game stays on. How are they failing to close up pace? I would be wary about backing that. Back again we go. Scene of the crime. Culling down onto Angel. Ow! He's chunked low. They jump forward onto Shun, who doesn't necessarily get that much value. Palkia low. Does go down. Cleaner so far from Jingdong Gaming. One Nexus turret remains. Malignant's burn. Cycling around ZDZ, who's popped the dominance. Bring up Void Seekers. Pei's shielded by that Molten Shield. Arn needs to go heal. Defensive advantage. Weaver's Wall blocking off the minions. It's blocked by Jorgo, allowing an access for the minions on in. ZDZ no longer having that passive flash from Xiaohao to get to the backside. He's about to go over the Crest Guard, but on the backside with the Quicantian Raid. They get a hold of Kiana. Short store amount of timeout. On gets another. Pacing to back away. Jumped on. Flashes back to the fountain. They can't get the kill. All out across the Nexus turrets. Angel low. Pays. Piercing lights. Brings down the Talia. And somehow, some way, it's a 3v3 around the Nexus turrets and one still stands. JDG don't finish it yet again. 4th attempt. Finally, the next turret balls. They got on. All out. Trying to keep a hold of it. Dies. He can't erase the passive. Palkia's back. 2v2. Scout and Pays v Arn and Palkia. Tip is doing work. Headbutt pulled on 2. Void Seeker down. Icathian must raid. But the Nexus is going down. Zhonya's piercing lights. Jingdong Gaming finally gets our 2 hyper-mechanical AD assassin junglers. Back to back. Okay. Xiaohao is going to be very squishy as far as trundles go for once. Like the best. Ooh, hang on. Yeah, I think that's just a dead Xiaoshu. Yep. Slicing Maelstrom. Interrupt. Scout's trapped under here. Draw is coming. Does not have teleport from the spellbook. No TP from Xiaoshu. Gets rune prisoned. Can't press the R button. Not even 3 grubs and a trundle. That's going to be a lot of plates going their way. Jack's dying that bot side as well means there's no real threat of the turret shoved down. Jaw goes low, throws down the quickness. Pillar comes out, Shun around. Does have that ability to potentially look for an ult here. Living Shadow into the shurikens. Needs to take right now. JDG not really finding their way into the river. Shun is around but won't get there in time. Gonna want to pull the trigger with their first items. I do feel like they're going to run into a position where it's a bit trickier. They find Xiaohao. Deathmark into the grand entrance. Quickness. Oh, the triple shuriken just short. Deathmark not quite enough. Oh, the shurikens were just too far away. Now Angel, does he want to flash over? I think he does. Shadow away. Zhuo's going to get slowed down. Potentially back to Lentans out. On now in danger himself. Will have to flash over the wall. Pei's in danger. Does have flash. Will burn it. ZDZ looking to come on in. Will lightning surge into the slicing Maelstrom. And Pei's dies. Way too deep onto the trundle. And the collapse goes wrong across the veil. But ZDZ continuing to hunt for more. Scout, no flash. And no hope here as the passive gets stuck. Gets marked by the storm. And Trundle will chomp him down. Xiaoshu now needs to be a bit careful. Could potentially hop over to that ward he puts down earlier. 2-0-1 for the Kennen. 5 stacks on the Dark Seal. 2 leaving it. They're not playing it. They want to give up the second dragon. Decide it's not valuable enough. Fair enough, I suppose. Rather get the turret. They'd rather cross-map. I wonder whether that might be one of their last few good opportunities to fight on something resembling. EDG with a solid counter pick and laning phase. Angel being consistent as ever. 211 CS in 18. Make that 19 minutes, by the way. Deathmark to avoid some of the damage. Flash away. Actually, this might be a little deep. Then comes the barrier. Palkia needs to get the redemption heal. Just about. What's Shaw on the back end? Gets in with the grand entrance and the quickness, but they'll still lose the Jax. Oh, redemption is cleaning up the ignite. Not enough. Palkia survives. Arn gets the Ricard. Oh, JDG can find nothing this game. Mark of the Storm comes on through. Piercing arrow. Lost EDG the last game, I fear. Won them in game 1. Shun over the wall with a shadow. Not hard to lose control of this one, EDG. Are you looking for the fight or the Atakan? If you're looking for the Atakan, you need to track Shun, who has got very much into smite range at this point. Realm Warp for a flank angle. Gonna try and pin them in. That's the Herald secured. The Atakan secured. As Shun felt the need to back away. Palkia with a one-man magnet. Almost not fantastic. It's on the scout. They're going to get the death mark down, but they're still going to lose one. They try to get the bullet time, but the time is short indeed. All the while they run away. Xiaoshu counter strikes, but again, you're playing League of Legends. This ain't a shooter. And the only thing tactical is Angel's buttons that are being pressed right now. Is it E or Q first? Sometimes you just need raw violence. And EDG threaten with the Realm Warp, take the Atakan, win the fight, and solidify a monstrous advantage in this game. Atakan, oh dear. That actually works out that way. Slightly different matter. Oh, Ghost. Shun flashing away, but there's a Realm Warp waiting. They have Temp with the death mark, but unfortunately, Shun, the face on the bounty is yours. Subscriptions, those memberships over on the YouTube does mean a lot. No exhaust. Still, Fajore's gone towards teleport and smite. Baron started, being taken down. JDG being zoned off. The Mikhail's burn from Jaw as Angel went looking with a rune prison. And Rakan dead. So is Palkia though. Down to 2,000. Xiaoshu flash on it for the counter strike. Could be flipped. Won't be. Slicing Maelstrom back as Xiaoshu goes down. Bullet time is good, but Angel has enough of a Zhonya's Mark of the Storm. Comes crashing on through. And an electrical surge will short out what remains of JDG's health bars. Flash from Xiao Hao on the long club of the law will crush down JDG's resistance. Edward Gaming, clean from start to finish. And with 20 seconds on respawns, 30 on Scout, this will be game. Scout and Clearlove sweating as their former organization will put them at elimination point. And pick combo as you could ask. So, EDG now have, between Neferi, Twisted Fate, and Elise, the ability to kill. They want to fight this. Waves are stuck in the middle of the lane, so it is just a 3v3 in the jungle. Angel eats a bit of damage from Scout, but can still keep trading. Good pilt over Peacemaker across both. Trap start coming on down. No. Completely dealt with flash over, pay sidestep, deadly flourish lands. Speed up from Joe was really valuable there. The ignite comes on down, clone comes out. Angel also over. Soul flare comes on down. And that's blue buff to JDG. Flash! Joe flashes out as well. Arn went looking for that. Can look back and get deadly flourish onto Shun. Darkin Dagger's flight. Blue buff still not secured. Resets. And Xiao's got better HP bars. Cocoon! Forced to flash. Gold card onto the side of Scout. Deadly Flourish just wide flash from Angel. Over comes Palkia, but now he's in danger. Flashing over his base. It's an absolute mess. Who got the blue buff? I think it was Shun. Xiaohao calls the pack, gets one back, and maybe you need to eviscerate out. Dark and daggers across 3. Scuttle Crab is there. 3 for 1 for JDG. Pays, no flash, no... Has got cleanse. It's Angel joining. Where does Pays go? He's going to lose away. Coon just wide. Shun is here. Neferi, little ways off. That captive audience could be valuable. Palkia is going to need to try and turn this one around. Deadly Flourish sidestep by Pays. Stuck on the trap. Will go up into the air. But where are you coming down? Other side of this. Likely going to die, no. Nowhere really to go. But Xiaohao now here can make this a bit more interesting. Here comes the Cocoon. Hero's entrance. Knock up onto On. How did he get caught by that? Oh, dear. JDG summon. Here's the call of the Forge God, missing the Cocoon, repels. Needs to come down somewhere, but everyone's around. On gets out to safety. Palkia flashes out. Shun going down with the Cyclone is On. Just about low. On and Palkia about to fall. You feel the Rumble equalizer is decent enough, but Angel now split off from the team. Scout will trade it here. Can't take Angel with him. Hound's Pursuit now available. 2 for 1 bot lane for mid lane. Flame Spitter rolling. Soul Flare goes on down. Bit of a black hole thrown into the mid lane. Always nice aesthetically. Ornn gets one. Wukong gets another. Grubs go the way of JDG. The contest from EDG is poorly chosen. Hang on. Shun going to try and get a Cyclone down to the side of Palkia, who now needs to try and run out. He's dead. He's so dead. Hero's entrance flash from Zhuo to go forward. Still part 2 of the Cyclone to roll with. And that's another kill. JDG lethal at this point. Although Pays was molded by the school of Chovy. Chovy's belief is always, if you're ahead, build defensive. In comes the Destiny Gate, though. Xiaoshu, I think, does die here. Okay, nice from EDG. Necessary. Gets a second kill for Xiaohao, who's got the Shojin. You're the one with the better collapse time as this game. The better dive as well. The tanks aren't so far ahead right now that they can win a 1v3. Lane turret is the next goal. Oh, doesn't lead to too much at the minute. Gold card, a little bit of a chunk. But again, there's nothing really to fight for here. But a flashing curtain call. Gold card onto one. The equalizer's decent enough. Pays split off from the team. Shielded around. Though Palkia just goes down. What? Why? What was the thought process here? That's over aggressive. No way you're getting the pick in that variety. Herald's gonna get dropped. Standing on a trap. Angel. Potentially gold card Pays if he steps forward. Herald charges. And that turret in mid lane is now dead to rights. Nothing to be done about that one. Deadly Flourish does land. Decent chunk back onto Xiaoshu, who has gone for magic resist over armor. Like, you... I don't know. Palkia is going to be okay, but ow, that one hurts. Bloody hell, Pays. Feeling it. Destiny Gate. TPing behind. Equalizer's solid, actually. Pays going to be in danger, so is Zhuo. Taken very low. Hero's entrance. Xiaohao calls the pack at a good timing. Call of the Forge God summon. Xiaoshu gets a knock-up onto the Rumble. Kids get taunted after Angel looking for another gold card angle. Rumble down. They just don't have the damage. And now the bounce house of bruisers could just keep on rolling. Last game, EDG were coordinated around taking the Atacán, and that was the victory secure. Destiny Gate will give them vision. Twisted Fate does get interrupted by Galio, not joining. 4v4 topside now. TP in from ZDZ. Knock up onto Arn, who needs to keep running away off the Atacán they pull. Shun flashes for an Ember Strike and Arn will die. Xiaohao now here. But I think Shun can just keep looking. The Cyclone Part 2 doesn't lead to all that much. Shielded around is Call of the Forge God, but Palkia will go down. So Call of the Pack. Scout gets run at. Eviscerate, stacking. Angel is now mid lane. Double daggers, keeps on flowing. Scout did not enjoy the damage, but Atacán will surely be JDG's. And they're going to take the mid lane turret and turn on to Dragon and take that. should be relatively swift. Don't think we're realistically going to be able to see a steal. Xiaohao will try. Go to Winds of War, but that's gone. Okay, so tier 1 is curse secured. Is anyone joining? 6 seconds for Angel. ZDZ now in a 1v2 will equalize the wave. Clears that one out. Tier 1 and a wave, baby. For your death, 3 minutes plus. And realistically, the next time Xiaohao can get bot side will be 5 minutes. Flash from Xiaoshu, flash in turn from Angel, who will get the Bellows Breath, but over comes EDZ, slow start coming on through. Call of the Forge God comes on in, next gold card comes on down, Hero's Entrance is there. Knock up from that Hero's Entrance, but there's the call of the pack of the hit from Pursuit. Should get the kill, and that will reset us. Equalizer, good. They can look again onto Scout, who's going to go low. Eviscerate, shields, do get that kill. Xiaohao getting that kill is important. Will maybe get traded back, but the Eviscerate over the wall. That's what EDG have been trying to do all game. Just lost your 2 solo laners. So lethality will be valuable, especially if you're not built armor pen yet. For the Forge God, TP on. Oh boy, does manage to get out for now. They don't actually land what they're looking for. Arm with the Deadly Flourish. Curtains get called. TF, gate behind. Looking to get some chunks. Pace gets low. Gold card available. Rapid fire cannon onto Scout. Deadly Flourish. JDG go looking, and EDG responds, and no one dies. Good chunk forwards, up into the air. Palki's out. Good. Repel gets him out to safety for once. Another gold card, but that's a knock up onto Angel. Flashing out, Phase Rush. Has got a cleanse in a dream. Juice it again. Another gold card. They've gone so deep. ZDZ was keeping Paze busy. Joe on the side. Xiaoshu just about alive. Paze now split off. As Shun goes forward, but he's damn scary as well. Is ZDZ. Likely to go low. Goes down. And they can't claim the others on the other side. One down. Health bars from JDG not fantastic. Neither are they for EDG. Angel gets jumped on again. Oh my god! Shun, Nimbus Strike. Brings down one. Angel now in danger. Flashed over the wall. Out comes the ace in the hole. Shun being sped up. He's damn fast. Nimbus Strike. Warrior Trickster. And Arn dies as well. Xiaohao's now split off in the enemy base. Can he look at Scout? Can he look at Paze? Oh my god! The voice goes up like an octave. And Xiaohao goes down like a wounded ox. We saw them struggle in game 2 to get the win that should have been theirs by rights. They did get it. Paze it with the gold cards. Really lethal. That much the shields there from Karma. Redemption upgraded Mikhail's. Inhibitor turret's broken. Decent damage onto Jewel. But Paze 190 caliber net to just absolutely blast Palkia. Can't ace in the whole block. Inhibitor will go down. Jewel has Xiaoshu to stand in front of him. Oh, God, Paze hurts. Every time he's got a headshot and a rapid fire cannon auto. Someone's losing a third of their HP. Good gold card. Deadly Flourish, body block. Equalizer. Will chunk. Force him to back off a bit. And Paze again. Always has to be wary. He's died once or twice in the past. That's the hyper carry. With a lot of those abilities up. Nexus turret's down. Paze hit with the Electro Harpoon. Sped up by Karma again. Rapid fire available. In come the minion waves. It's better not be a repeat of game 2, JDG. Make it clean. Before EDG can try and mount a comeback. The call of the Forge God. Not going to land onto Arn, who's continuing to throw out the curtains best he can. But they're the ones who will be bowing out, I fear. As Silver Scrapes in Act 5 are on the horizon. Shun loses his GA, but the Nexus turret's full. Paze cleanses. Just autos down Angel. And the Sheriff of Piltover ends the game 9-0-5. A blue buff skirmish.
That is the stakes. Let's get ourselves into this 5th and final game. The silver has been scraped. EDG against Scout and Clearlove on JDG. You couldn't write it any better. Sometimes life is
wanted
better.
to flip the top matchup, not the bot one. Would you look at that? It's a full build Poppy with red buff and level 3. You just don't have fun. Has to flash, but there's a flash to charge back towards ZDZ's Aatrox. What do? You got an Unbreakable and a Dream. That's not a bad idea. But Indestructible, the ability may be. Nature.
We're actually getting a contest for this. Maybe that's why Arn wanted to recall.
He wanted to force them off the dragon actually briefly, but they're still there. Shout and flash on in. He's got the Hex Flash to work with. This is going to get tight. Not quite in time, but Palkia goes to the backside, gets the knockback onto Shunu with the flash out himself. Pays. Jua looking to get away. Gets the heal. Not quite charged into the wall, but Jua flashes. Try that again. Pays. There, it can make it quite difficult to become targeted by various physical Zeri. Better than most of that because you just press Q.
Okay, so now Scout's on the flank. Remember, there's no point in click Vi ultimate to link up with the Ahri. It means that EDG will need to hit a lot more skill shots on their own, like that center W just there.
200, there we go. Second grab secured. Now turning on to Scout potentially. Flash charge, not quite on the wall. TP now coming on forward. Xiao just over the gravity field. Chaos Storm comes on down. It's a thing one back in terms of the grab, but actually now Shun getting caught by the charm and the last embrace into the impale, coming on to buy some time, but Jewel and Pays now need to start running away. They'll spark surge over the wall. Jewel though has been left out to try another last embrace. And this Lulu will speed themselves up with a whimsy, but I don't know how far you can run as the autos keep flying, and Arn has donated another kill.
It's a little bit cut and dry from EDG. Xiao Shu was punted out by Xiao Shu was punted out by Xiao Hao's ultimate. The pop and sent plays unscathed.
With Skarner back in base, I think this should just be dragging over towards EDG. Draw control ward down. Gonna get spotted by that sapling. Gonna be able to back away with the whimsy, not in danger of being slowed down.
And the reason with JDG not contesting is that they got the first dragon. They didn't need to fight for it.
Looking for first item completions already largely done. Blackfire for the Ahri to play some of these a bit slower, some of that ability haste.
John was going for an angle there. Xiao Shu, reminder, has that ultimate to pull someone out of the fight, including the jungler if it comes to a smite fight. Aatrox coming in on a flank. That Mordekaiser ultimate could be crucial here.
Just pick the Shojin on that back as well. Important. In comes the Nature's Grasp. Big charm, big chunk, forces the Chaos Cleanse.
Poppy ultimate was charged but put on cooldown. It's going to come off right now. JDG soaked the Marco. That's pretty good for them.
It is. Cost them the Chaos. Cost them a bit of HP bars, but not too much more. It's still EDG in the better position in the river.
Okay, so one cleanse down. There's a cleanse on Pays. Means that the other targets, though, much easier to play around. Xiao Shu, again, just playing blocker, wants to get someone out of the fight with that ultimate if it comes to it. Scuttle Crab gained by JDG.
Wave just crashes on, caught on the gravity field, has to flash out.
Okay, so that's a flash down, that's important. Now you can flash impale him. Poppy ultimate was charged up again there, and once again put on cooldown. Looks like Herald the W on the center.
Oh, hang on, last embrace. Doesn't lead to too much more, but Pace was theoretically a little bit of risk there. You saw JDG suddenly start moving towards the Zeri in sharp order. Mordekaiser Ahri roaming up the river and the jungle respectively. Nature's Grasp going to come flying across. Naps a couple. Scout has to be cleansed on. Charm onto Shun into the last embrace combo. Xiao Shu looking for someone to pull into the death realm. Angel would be a good call. Hump here as well would be alright. Can't quite find it on either target.
I think Angel might want to teleport back. He went down to half HP. Yes, there are Senna heals, but it's not that much in terms of the poke being put through. We're trading range for range, clearing the wave and looking for that next long-range skill shot.
Obliterate down death. Ray comes on. It's a Hex Tech Ray these days, post rework. Piercing darkness in the slow. Xiao Shu and get last embraced on! Oh my days, that pullback was scary. Flash away, gets himself a barrier. Pace starts to kill. ZDZ trapped into the wall with the Ixtal impact. Big chunk back with the Dawning Shadow. But they've just knocked out Victor. Pace still trying. ZDZ caught in the death realm with Xiao Shu and will likely fall. They've killed off the Skarner. Another death scratch as Palkia gets pulled back in and goes down the obliterator of the tower. And Xiao Shu with a stolen stats gets another dice. Finally to a piercing darkness of the turret shots, but Scout and Pace are back and rolling. Oh, Arn, you can't get pulled back like that.
Arn might have made the misstep, which costs EDG the series. Arn walks up.
Get the TP quite yet off either top laner. Here we go, starting now. Aatrox want to roam up the river or join. 7,000 HP. TP now. Piercing darkness onto Shun. Xiao Shu dodges away. Arn gets pulled back again. Into the death roll means he's not here and doing damage. Caught on the other side of the wall in the Atacon pit. Down to 3,000 HP. The Atacon back out of it. Last embrace on surviving, but not for long enough. Angels had to go on a very awkward journey. Lands the charm, but Skarner gets a double. Finally get a hold of the Mordekaiser. Pays goes in and stunned to the wall. Pays cleanse does go down. Angel gets a reset as ZDZ beginning to unleash a lot of firepower. Atacon still there and helping out the squad somewhat. Trying to hit the Darkin Blade, doesn't land it. Scout doing his best to be the carry at this point with the Lulu behind him and will surely fall at the end of it all. And JDG come away with the man advantage.
I can't believe it happened again. Xiaoshu
Makes it a lot trickier.
Do we have a third fight now? In picture-in-picture, it's down to about half HP. It looks like there will be a contest. Xiaoshu does have ult coming back up again now.
On in the black mist, bringing people up in good order. The keeper's verdict sped up. Knocks out the Skarner. Hang on. How much time do they have to get onto the Ascana? Still aggro on the JDG or force back to the top side river. It'll reset at this point. ZDZ chunk onto Xiaoshu. Pulling Death's Grasp. Will miss it. ZDZ driven into the wall. Impaled after. Overcomes the Dawning Shadow, buying some time, but not enough to keep him alive. As Angel eats a Death Ray. Down to Atakan now, surely. As a 5v4 begins again.
Now they don't have the Aatrox. The intimidation has kind of gone. Their pace is still starting to put some DPS through. Don't think they'll be able to get in range for the steal.
Xiao goes flashing forward, can't get the stun for the wall. Big damage back, but they can't quite get what they're looking for. Low, piercing darkness is good. Unfortunately for them, their jungler is down, and Scout gets Wild Growth. Has got a Chaos Storm on top of him. And Palkia will get healed by the Redemption. Keeps himself alive for a second or two, but Scout just has enough mana for another Hex Decoration. Now looking to steal up this Wolf Camp. Actually gets slowed up a little bit, but they pick up the Atakan. Last Embrace. I don't know whether they've got quite enough damage. Charm is solid enough, but piercing darkness, another slow, but the upheaval. Shun will eventually be forced to flash.
Okay, it's a long time to kill him, though, and it means that he can actually get out with his next round of cooldowns. JDG bring EDG back. Before it, which put them into that situation, surely were. They're now $5,000 behind.
And ZDG just gets driven to the wall. The Aatrox gets no value.
Yeah, and you're seeing the lack of having something like that point-and-click engage from the Vibe, which can just throw themselves in so the Ahri and the Senna can gun themselves after. Xiao, he knows he needs to go in and try something that gets Mordekaiser rolled to teleport now onto Shun. Doesn't have flash, doesn't need it.
Hail comes on in. Pays goes wall riding in. Flash away. Angel got the ult rolling. Another charm onto Shun who gets Wild Growth. ZDZ good healing onto Xiaoshu. Needs to try and get some value here as he gets over the wall. Looking to get some more work. Darkin Blade down. And I think that Mordekaiser is about to be dragged out of his own death realm. And things get interesting. Now they're caught on the wrong side of the gravity field. They do kill off the Maokai. But so is the Mordekaiser dead.
Zeri's going back towards mid lane to push that in. JDG, the jungler and the smite.
Now, far side alteration. Forced to come into EDG. A little bit harder. Again, Shun has the Skarner. Very easy target for that last embrace. Have a Lulu behind him. Angel chunked out by Scout on the wrong side. Looks for the charm. Lands it. No real follow-up as yet. That Skarner tanky enough right now. Nature's Grasp comes across it. Oh, my days on.
Oh,
Palkia got absolutely blasted by Victor. Last embrace again. Another charm, but again, the damage retention on EDG is just so scary.
Oh, and Angel can't kill the tanks. I know he thinks he's gone for a slower burn anti-tank build. He doesn't have any pen, and Shun really doesn't give a damn. So the Victor E poke goes insane, and JDG spot the Desperation Baron, play it slow, land their skill shots, and now start the Baron themselves.
100 stacks for Arn. It's a big break point for Senna, but you're still stuck at 2 items. It's going to give you some cleanse. ADG will get a golden scout for a second or two. Death Grasp over the wall. ZDZ now in a very awkward 1v1 with Xiaoshu drags him to the death realm. Shock laser across walls. Angel times out on his ult, and Pace goes looking, flashing on him. Wild Growth and gets a hold of Ahri. On needs to flash away as Scout's looking for him. Get over here. Piercing darkness will not keep him alive. And over the wall, Pace can look to wall ride once more, shoved into it briefly, but the damage is truly done. Ankle's broken. EDG's miracle run ends in failure.
They'll have to go find another cycle to find themselves true enlightenment coming from Nirvana and back down to whence they came. Their year will end here. JDG, the old EDG legends themselves, felling their old team. Scouts, Clearlove, win the series.
It takes until game 5. Hope was there, but they just don't have enough in there. The salutes come up, and Edward Gaming dreams die to Gen.G Gaming. It takes them 5 games. It is anything but clean, but JD